Shooter's pretty much got this one covered. But a lot of us don't. It's the hardest shot in golf, really. It's the high flop shot to a pin that's extraordinarily tight. So this example here, it doesn't get much harder. It's downwind. When you hit the green, it's down green. You're basically got to cover it, I suppose, 15 metres in the air and then try to land it somewhere in about 1.5 metres. It's pretty tough, right? And you really can't get much closer to this pin than probably 8 or 10 feet. It's going to feed on. But you need up, down and massive spin. So, you know, Shooter, you play this shot pretty well. So just explain to the viewers what you do normally with
What I would do? So what I would do is I would open up the blade a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty much fully open.
Yeah.
I'd open my stance slightly.
Yeah, and why do you open your stance?
I don't know, it's probably just through testing it and what's worked for me.
Great. Yep.
And then I'd get quite steep coming down on it.
Yep.
And just try and make sure that I don't spin out the blade, I guess.
Okay.
So I don't. That's about it for me. And then I hope and
then I hope.
occasionally
Give it a shot. Oh, I've seen you hit many of these wonderful shots over the years.
Oh, here's the one I
Now
missed.
the pressure's on. Let's see. Unbelievably good. Unlike other chip shots in the series, we need the wrists to be active for the first time. So we need the wrists to allow the club to come past the ball. And this is pretty much like no other shot in golf, really, right? The wrists go wuss and the club goes straight underneath you, okay? What that effectively does, obviously, is slide the blade under the ball a lot more, giving it more loft and a bit of spin. Here's where you can get really good at this, even though there's a lot of, let's call, variance to it. Just throw in a couple of extra, I suppose, notables in posture. I would with Shooter, he's got a wide stance, but I'd widen it right out, okay? And I'd load my front leg a little bit more than Shooter even did. And the reason for that is, wider the base, bigger arc, narrow the base, steeper. So I'd go nice and wide, load the front leg a little bit more, and then your chest cavity can kind of sit over the ball. And that's a really important part for a flop shot because you want the shaft pretty straight, not on a forward lean like the other chip shots in the series. We don't want a forward shaft lean on this. We want a pretty level shaft. Open the blade a truckload, okay? So when you come into the ball, because of the power, it won't be 90, it'll probably be 80 or so, but that'll still go straight in the air, okay? And lastly, final thing on this is once you've loaded your leg, widened your stance, chest over the ball, right? What Shooter says is spot on. Pick the club up a little bit more than you normally do. Don't be afraid to dump it down a fraction because you don't want to thin it, obviously. But when you dump it down, allow the club to go past you through the strike zone. When you do that, the ball will just rocket straight up into the air, okay? Just like you did there. So I'll get you another one because you're good at it. He likes things that he's good at.
They're few and far between.
Now let's see if you can get this holding on the green. It's a brutal shot.
So that sort of width?
Yeah, even wider, Shooter. Yeah. Load your front leg a little bit more. Yeah, and the funny one about loading the front leg, bend it more, over your left, yeah. See how your back leg straightens out? So that helps the chest cavity get over the ball, sorry, and now you'll notice that your ball's forward to center, but it's certainly not in the front half, right? You can pull that way further forward, which straightens out your shaft angle. Beautiful. Right, now do your thing.
Oh,
career shot,
get in.
Ah! That's it.
Learn it.
Learn it.